Afternoon everyone, welcome back. It's a little bit of different video today. I'm out on a ride with my old mate Dave Downham, and we're off doing the Run to the Island route, just to make sure there's no roadworks or anything in the way that we need to alter the route for. Tell you a little bit about myself actually. Carl, as you know, I've lived in Ashford all my life. Started riding scooters, I was still 15 at the time. Got my first scooter for a joint Christmas and birthday present. My birthday's in February, so Christmas 1985 and birthday 1986 was my 50 special. Before I was actually 16, I used to sneak round my sister's house because that's where it was kept. I used to sneak round there and go out for cheeky rides round the estate. Yes, council estate, born and bred, and proud of it. Hope the audio's okay. So I've got the mic hidden in my crash helmet. So, and the crash helmet's not the most quietest thing in the world. Yeah, a little bit more about me. Me getting into scooters was all my brother's fault. My brother Dean. He got a Wildcat TB200 or GT200 as the some people like to call them. Nambra. He got that in packing cases, and he was a mod at the time. A revival mod, not an original 60s mod. Yeah, he was a mod at the time, and I watched and helped him build it until so that was me hooked really. Always loved scooters. Not many other things that come in front of scooters. I'll have to say the wife, obviously. Yeah, I'll have to say the wife, otherwise I'll get strung up. But no, I do mean it. She's the absolute diamond. Doesn't it look beautiful? Gorgeous sunny weather. Just going through the village of Chollock, or Chollock. I've always called it Chollock. The gorgeous bluebells. I love this weather. Puts a smile on your face. Yeah, it puts a smile on your face. I love it. The only other thing second to scooters for me are my love of the Star Wars franchise and all things vintage toys connected with, mainly the figures, vehicles, that sort of stuff. And also other vintage toys. say vintage, but that's all the stuff I used to have as a kid. The stuff that just disappeared over time. It's probably my mum saying, you don't want that, I'll give that to a jumble sale. You know, the sort, Action Men, Micronauts. That sort of thing. $6 Million Man, got a couple of them. I could reel off a list of all the stuff that I've got, but I think some of you would just be going, no idea what that is. I do love this weather. Absolute perfect. Not too hot, not too cold. It's in that Goldilocks area. I'm on a ride today with my old mate Dave Downham again. That scooter is on, EX125. Got that off of me. I sold him that, so if anything goes wrong with it, it's my fault. No, it's a good scooter, that is. That's what we rode to Belgium on about a month ago. Bloody lovely. Deep joy. White vans, don't you just love them? Well, where was I? Oh yeah, toys. Other than toys, I collect records. The new generation call them vinyl, but they're made of vinyl. They're called records. Get it right, kids. Couple of thousand singles, 500 or so albums. Not a massive collector, but collected them over time. Small-time DJ. Very small, couple of times a year. I would do more if I could. Sadly, work won't let me, or the inconvenience of work won't let me. Back to my scooters and stuff. I currently have what I'm on today, GTS 300 Racing 60s. Bought it new in 21. Threatened to sell it on many occasions. But it's like an old pair of slippers. Riding a GTS is like an old pair of slippers. Slide them on, nice and comfy. You've got a Moto Vespa 125N, the champagne coloured one that you might have seen in my videos. 1955. Had that 21 years now. I restored it, or finished restoring it, about 3 years ago. Pulled it apart in 2005. And that's where it stayed, really. Like I say, until about 3 or 4 years ago. When Hannah, the good wife, tells me to get it done. sorry to see it just sat there. So, you know, you have to do what the wife says. So out in the shed I went. There's a couple of photo gallery videos in the playlists somewhere. You're welcome to go and have a look at those. So yeah, so that took me 18 years to do. Yeah, it's not perfect, but I love it. That's one of those stay with me forever scooters. Yeah, and I've also got the LR125 Series 2. You've all seen that. I recently bought a T5 Classic without an engine, in bits, was a Category C insurance write-off. Yeah, it was a Category C insurance write-off. Got it off a good friend of mine, Dean Healy. He's had it a while. He's moving, so he can't take it with him, unfortunately. It's a shame. Yeah, it's quite possibly going to be the next project. Yeah, he too. Over to the right is the Mal Faversham. That's going to be our first stop on the run to the island run. This coming Sunday, this is going to be full of scooters. Bloody millions of them. Gorgeous scenery. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh. Gotta slow down for me, old mate. Into the village of Tenham. Or Tainham. Or however you want to pronounce it, but I say Tenham. But then hardly village, is it? It's more of a town. About the channel. What do you want to see on it? Is what we're doing okay? I've got a few unboxing type things to think about, parts and stuff like that, reviews and things. Once the display room upstairs, the toy room, once that's sorted out, I'll give you a tour. Still a bit of stuff laying around all over the place, but once that's sorted out, I'll give you a tour. Might not be to everyone's taste, but hopefully it'll be to most. There's my old mate, there's Dave, see him? You're on my left shoulder. gasping for a cup of tea. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now coming into Sittingbourne. Just hear that scooter, lovely. Do you like the sound of a two-stroke? Just coming up to Sittingbourne train station. Here we are. Straight past down the hill under the bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be arriving at our second destination. And we are going to stop for a cup of tea. Possibly the obligatory stop for a cup of tea, and possibly the obligatory bacon roll. Where are you going? This is the Run to the Island second stop. Bacon roll it is. Let's wait for Bert. Here he is. Right, lays down on C, here we come. These roads are pretty atrocious. It's like bleeding mountaineering. What sort of roadworks we got up here? There's quite often some. Well, at least it's still open. Look at him speeding off. Coming up to stop number 3. This is a final stop before we head off. Primary Hill. Along the up and over bridge, the original Sheppey Bridge. Right, the Run to the Island. Let's tell you how that came about. Back in the 80s, way back when, I was in the Ashford Tornadoes Scooter Club. And the Tornadoes, along with some of the Medway clubs, used to come to the Isle of Sheppey every year. And I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, it has been known, I'm pretty sure it was an end of season run. Yes, that went on until the early 90s or mid 90s. When I sold my scooter in 95, that was that. Well, for me anyway. I bought a 200 in 2003 Vespa, the X200, and I thought, you know what, it'd be a good idea to start that Lansdowne run again. Used to really like that, so I did. In the West Country, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but it's where the name came from, Run to the Island, the name. In the West Country, one of the scooter clubs down there used to do a run or scooter rally called Run from the Scum. So, bit of appropriation of a name, I took the run part of it and created Run to the Island in 2004. "22 years later, it's still going. Stronger than ever. The first one, there was about 80 something scooters, and I was well over the moon with that. But now it's well on the way to being 200 scooters. And when you think it kind of organises itself, it marshals itself, everyone knows where they're going, and once we get to Lansdowne, everyone does what they want. Just how I like it. The first few years of doing it, morning mate, the first few years of doing it, I had the lads from the Sid James Scooter Club, Paul Wilson and Paul Shembry, used to do some music for me in the Talk of the Town pub, right opposite where we used to park. Actually, no, where we do park, sorry. That went on for a few years. And less and less people were going in there. So I said, knock it on the head, mate. So we did. We've been coming from the same venue, Ashford, to the same venue, Sheppey, for most of the time. Start off points have changed, but the destination, all but I think it was 2 years, maybe 3, down and Lansdowne, outside the toilets. That big area. You'll see it when we get there. As you can see, we're now in the land of the 6 toes and webbed feet, the Isle of Sheppey. But the scooter club on here are probably some of the best you'll ever get to meet. Sid James Scooter Club. They've been behind me ever since I've started doing this run, and I'll support them in anything they do. Coming into the vicinity of HM Prison. I can never remember what one it is, so I'm not even going to bother. Next Sunday is to be full up with scooters. Bloody lovely. Just hope the day's like it is today. Just wait for me mate Dave to catch up. Talking to Dave, we become friends in around about 1981-ish, from school. Good old Duncan Bowen Secondary School, infamous in Ashford, for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, we're most of the classes together. Actually became proper friends and knocked about together from about 13, I think. And we've known each other ever since. Life got in the way after school. He did what he did, I did what I did. Lost touch. And good old Facebook, got in touch again, and we've been best mates pretty much ever since. If it's not just me and Hannah together, it's usually a Dave or Dave and Kim. Lays down on sea. This is where we normally park down here. We normally go in there, so I'm going to do it anyway. Over here. It's nice, drive rocket free. That right, I lays down check.